सुप्रभात। अद्यतनं स्ववर्णाश्रमोचितं देशकालावस्थोचितं नित्यनैमित्तिककाम्यकर्म यथाशक्ति यथाज्ञप्ति यथा वैभवं करिष्ये मदाज्ञाकारिभिः विद्यासम्बन्धिभिः देहसम्बन्धिभिश्च त्वदीयैः अशेषजनैः त्वत्सर्वकर्तृत्वकारयितृत्वाद्यनुसन्धानपूर्वकं कारयिष्ये च। सत्याभिज्ञकराब्जोत्थान् 50 वर्षपूजकान् सत्यप्रमोदतीर्थार्यान् नौमिन्यायसुधारतान् रघुप्रमति सत्पुत्रं सत्प्रमोदबहुप्रियम् अजातशत्रुं तं वन्दे रघुप्रियगुरुं सदा। I welcome you all to this Garbha Sanskar, the art and science of pregnancy, the topic, and myself, Dr. Saurabh, working as assistant professor in the department of PG and PhD studies in Samhita and Siddhanta, Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, Hubli, at Karnataka State. As well, I am fortunate to say that I am the founder chief of Tadvidya Sambhasha Parishad, an organization working similarly like Vishwa Ayurvedic Sanghatan for sharing the knowledge regarding Ayurveda and health science through expert personalities in the field of health science, particularly Ayurveda, to the whole crowd. Let us know in brief what are we going to study in this presentation. To brief about the contents, we would start with definition, the importance, influencing factors, merits, demerits, discussion, and conclusion. These are the important contents which I would be covering in this particular session. There is a famous verse by Adi Shankara. He says in his Shloka Sangraha, Kuputro jayeta kvachidapi kumata na bhavati. There is a fair enough chance that a Nicha Putra or a Putra who is bearing no good moralities may take birth. But there is no chance in the whole universe at any corner wherein mother is bearing no good moralities. Here, this sentence he placed at the end of 3 padas of a shloka. And he says, Kuputra jayeta kvachidapi kumata na bhavati. That means putra can be ku upasarga purvakaha putraha. So he can be bad with his qualities, with his activities. Putra shabdaha pullinga vachakaha. Natu stri. Putri he has not used in his verse. Basic understanding wherein if we know only the meaning of pullinga and strilinga, then kuputro jayeta, that means only it is subjected towards the son, not with the daughter. Yes. If this is considered, then we are at the right part. Why? Because Kuputro jayeta. If Kuputri was the term used, then the next word Kumata na bhavati shouldn't have come. Because after some days, the same Putri who takes birth in a mother's womb, at due course of time, she may turn a Mata. Then this Kuputri, how can she be converted into Uttama Mata? There will be a question. Hence, Adi Shankara has used this very beautifully and placed very attractively about this particular verse. Kuputro jayeta kvachidapi kumata na bhavati. If we go into depth, this is about philosophical background. And now if we consider the scientific background regarding the today's presentation, that is Garbha Samskara, then this Kuputraha, the Putra, is the Sambodhana done to both. It's a progeny. May it be male or female. Kuputro jayeta kvachidapi kumata na bhavati. Scientifically, if we see, if Mata is having or Stri is having any Vikrati or Purusha having any Vikrati, will be unable to produce the offsprings. When they are unable to produce the offsprings or continue the generation, that indicates there is definitely Kuputratva during their birth, which has created anatomical, physiological, psychological effects, bad effects, with which the system of Prajotpadana is hampered. So this way, Kuputro jayeta kvachidapi kumata na bhavati of Adi Shankara can be used. That is why the question mark is being placed. Let's go ahead. What would be the definition of the today's title? That is Garbha and Samskara. Various definitions have been narrated by various scholars, authenticated persons, Samhitakaras, Vedakaras, everyone. But we'll study few, and particularly we'll study one Samhita for today's presentation, because Garbha Samskar word Shabda has only 5 alphabets, but each akshara is having tremendous meaning. Pratyaksharam pratipadam mane kakuti garbhita pratipati sudha athapi granthalpatvaya vishayalpatvaya nocchate. So what the definition is given for Garbha by Granthakaras? Shukra shonita jiva sanyoge tu khalu kukshigate garbhaha saudnya labhate. So this is what Charaka says in Sharirasthana 4th chapter, that is Mahati Garbhavakranti. And he says, Shukra and Shonita sanyogaha, during the sanyoga of Shukra and Shonita, in the Kukshi gataha, the Jiva comes here. Jiva meaning is Atmaha. Jivaha iti Atmaha. Then again in the same chapter, he narrates another beautiful verse and says, Garbhaha tu khalu Antariksha, Vayu, Agni, Toya, Bhumi, Vikaraha, Chetana, Adhishthana, Bhutaha. So beautiful. He says, Garbha means it's nothing other than the Adhishthana of Chetana, which is invaded or entered into the vikara of Panchamahabhutas, Sarvam, Dravyam, Panchabhautikam. Shukra, Shonitaha api. So, Antariksha Vayuhu, Agni, Toya, Bhumi, Vikaraha, Chetana, Adhishthana, Bhutaha. So, it gives the platform. He does the Sambodhana of Garbha to Adhishthana, which is the platform for the entry of Atma, that is Chetana, with the Vikriti or Vikara in four Mahabhutas, that is Vayu, Agni, Toya, Bhumi, leaving behind Akasha, because Akasha is Nitya. There is no Vikara. So further he says, Sushruta gives another beautiful verse in this particular context. He says, Shukra Shonitam Garbhashayastam Atma Prakriti Vikara Sammurchitam Garbhaha iti uchyate. So simplifying Charaka's meaning, he says, Shukra Shonitam Garbhashayastham. Shukra is there in Pumandeha, Shukra is there in Strideha also, but its Sanyoga when occurs and present only when in the Garbha. That is known as Atma, where Atma enters, and that particular stuff which is having Sanyoga of Shukra, Sanyoga of Shonita and Chetana and Vikara of Prakriti. Here Prakriti meaning is Mahabhutas, Vayu, Agni, Jala and Bhumi. Sammurchitaha Garbha ityuchyate. Samyak murchitaha, kalitaha, militaha, sammurchitaha Garbha ityuchyate. So Garbha is one which is proper union of four Mahabhutas, Atma, Shukra, Shonita within Garbhashaya. That is proper Garbha. Then what about IVF would be the question. We'll discuss that particular in the discussion part. But remember, IVF would be exception for this particular definition. Then Charaka somewhere again says, at the 8th chapter of Sharirasthana, he says, Matradinam khalu garbhakara bhavanam garbhashaya gatam shukram artavam jivaiti prakritihi sa vikara cha tat sarvam garbham saudnyaha. So what he is concentrating is Matradinam khalu garbhaha. So Garbhakara bhava are there, Matrajaha, Pitrajaha, Sattvajaha, Satmaja ityadi. They should be in a particular matra amount. Pramana has been narrated in Sharirasthana, Dhatu, Ardava Pramana, Shukra Pramana, Mamsa Pramana, Rasa Pramana, everything has been narrated. So Prakrita Pramana of Matradinam Khalu Garbhakara Bhavanam na Kevala Shukra Shonitaha Garbhakara Bhavanam Bahuvachana Prayoga is there. If only Shukra Shonita was to be considered, then Granthakara would have used the word Matradinam Khalu Garbhakara Bhavayoho Shukra Shonitayoho would have been used. He says Bhavanam. That means he is concentrating somewhere else other than Shukra Shonita. That is Matraja Bhava and Pitraja Bhava. Garbhashaya Gatam. When these bhavas in proper quantity and quality, Matra is related not only with the quantification, it can be also with qualification or the quality. Garbhashaya Gatam, when that enters into the Garbhashaya, there the Jiva enters. If any variation in the matra of Garbhakara Bhava, then expecting the presence of Jiva in it is very difficult. Lot of controversial sentences can be seen in this particular verse at present context. There are UPT positive cases wherein no heart rate, No fetal pole, only a duff of Mausala Dravya is seen in the ultrasonography. So in that condition, what are we supposed to interpret is Matradinam khalu garbhakara bhavanam asamyak. Tat sarvam. The importance is also given for the word here is tat sarvam. Tat is the sambodhana for the garbha. So tat sarvam garbham. Sarvanam bhavanam यद्यपि प्राकृतः अस्ति तदेव गर्भः जायते. यदि नास्ति गर्भः अजायते. अप्रभवः गर्भः मात्रादीनां विकारयुक्तः. So this type of hidden explanations are narrated by Granthakaras. Why Granthakaras explain the things in hidden manner, or why don't they speak directly, would be the question next which comes to anyone's mind. That if we all know about Charaka Samhita, in Vimanasthana 8th chapter he explains Guru Guna and Shishya Guna. Shishya Pariksha, Shastra Pariksha has been narrated. So Shishya, while narrating about Shishya, he explains there are 3 types of Shishya. Avara Buddhi, Madhyama Buddhi, Tikshna Buddhi. Tikshna Buddhi Shishya will understand the hidden meaning by doing Granthavalokana Anyatrapi. Madhyama Buddhi person will see only the Tikakara or Vyakhyanakara and understands. Hina Buddhi person will understand as the word it is. So Matradinam kalu garbhakara bhavanam garbhashayagatam shukram artavam. See, bhavanam he has used, and garbhashayagatam shukram artavam again he is using. So the importance here is not only for the bhavas. Here what he wants to say is Artava, that is Matraja Bhava, Rasaja, Satmaja, Sattvaja are all there in the Garbhashaya except Shukraja, which is Pitraja Bhava, should enter. Rest all are there in the Deha. They just need to circulate all over they are circulating all over the body at particular time, that is Rutukala, Sandhikala. When comes, those bhavas will accumulate at the Garbhashaya. When Shukra Sanyoga takes place, the Utpatti of progeny can be expected. So this is how the hidden concepts of Shukra and Shonita Sanyoga Tadwara Garbhotpatti as a Garbha Vyakhya has been narrated by Granthakaras. Next, what is Samskara? We all know Samskara Shabda is giving the meaning that Samskaraha hi gunantardhanam muchyate. Samskara is one which either gives the qualities or takes away the bad qualities. Guna antardhanam muchyate. Antardhana is transformation, maybe from this dravya to that, or from that dravya to this. Whichever is good, then that particular concept or the guna will be acting. For example, in Jwara Chikitsa, when Vatsanabha Prayoga has been narrated, Vatsanabhi is Vishayukta Dravya or Vishakari Dravya. But its Visha Guna is nullified and used as Aushadhiya Guna when it is mixed with Tankana. So, Tankanasya Gunena Vatsanabhasya Vishakari Gunan Hrasayate Jwarahara Gunam Vardhayate. Tarhi Tat Samanam Yadyapi, if Artava is having any difficulty, then if Shukra is dominant, by the sanyoga of Shukra and Shonita, Ardhavasya Hina Hrasa takes place. That is what is genetic theory. X chromosome, XY chromosome, giving rise to Putrotpatti or Putri Kanyotpatti. They are Guna Antardhanam, Sanyogaha. That itself is Sanskaraha. So collectively, Garbha Sanskara means Garbha plus Sanskara, or if we do Samasa there, Bahuvrihi Samasa if we do, then we get Garbhasya Sanskaraha Yasmin. So Garbhasya Sanskaraha Yasmin is Garbha Sanskaraha. That means it is inducing the good moralities and qualities to the Garbha. Quality accepted. How come morality being the question here? For that, the answer would be, we need to remember so many things here to know why morality is. What we should remember for this Garbha Samskara. For any Samskara, there will be some Drishtanta. And for particularly Garbha Samskara, Indians are very fortunate enough that we have such a huge treatise Kavya with us, that is Mahabharata, which is also known as Vedanam Panchama Vedaha Mahabharataha. Mahabharata being Panchama Veda, we need to remember the scenario from Mahabharata. That is Mahabharata as a Kavya. In that particularly we need to remember Krishna, where Krishna was speaking about Chakravyuha, entry to the Chakravyuha, and Abhimanyu was listening to it when he was there in the womb of his mother. So, Krishna never communicated regarding Chakravyuha or Mahabharata Yuddha with Abhimanyu after his birth. That means when we do Samskara, or when the Garbhini listens, visualizes, thinks, adopts any quality, such quality can be expected in the forthcoming progeny. So this is the factor we are supposed to remember during Garbha Samskara. So Chakravyuha Bhedana and entry to Chakravyuha, he was listening, and due to some disturbance, his mother woke up and the baby couldn't listen how to get exit from Chakravyuha. There Samskara is lost. Hence Abhimanyu could only enter into the Chakravyuha and he couldn't come out. So that is how the Garbha Samskara begins there. Why it is so important for having Garbha Samskara? Granthakara narrates it in a different way, and he says, Garbhasya Chatvari Chaturvidhani Bhutani Mata Pitru Sambhavani Aharajani Anyatma Gradani Chaiva Sarvasya Sarvani Bhavanti Dehe Tesham Visheshat Balavanti Yani Bhavanti Mata Pitru Karmajani Tani Vyavasyet Sadrishatvam Hetum Satvam Yathanukam Api Vyavaset. The importance is Sattvam Yathanukam Api Vyavaset. The meaning of Sattva here is Atma. Why Punarjanma takes place? Due to Rajotama Gunas. Moksha is the state where Rajotama Nasha takes place. That's all we know. In first chapter of Charaka Sharirasthana, he explains Rajastamobhyam Nirmuktaha Balavat Karma Samkshayat Vyogaha Sarvasanyogaha Punarbharuchate. So Rajotama Abhava, expecting that level of purity and Sattva Guna is a bit difficult. But thinking that it is difficult if we live it is difficult, let us not try to work over it, why to waste time? Then there will be definitely a difficulty. We must try to achieve Kshaya of Praja and Tama, so that Sattvaguna Vriddhi takes place and good qualities and moralities the child bears. Punarjanmam na vidyate. Why Punarjanmam na vidyate? Or why is it needed? Why don't you want to have Punarjanma? Because if we keep making Punarjanma, 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 then when are we going to attain Chaturvidha Purusharthas? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Mokshaha. It's very difficult. Hence, he says, Garbhasya Chatvari Chaturvidhani. Chaturvidhani Bhutani. That is, living Akasha, all four Mahabhutas. Mata Pitru Sambhavani. That is, Shukra and Shonita. Aharajani Anyatma Kratani. Aharaja, that is Rasaja. Atmaja. Chaiva Sarvasya Sarvani Bhavanti Dehe. These all are Daihika. Tesham Visheshat Balavantiyani Bhavanti. Mata Pitru Karmajani Tane Vyavasyet Sadrushatvam Hetum Sattvam Yathanukam Api Vyavasyet. This is the only factor which is non-physical, which is somatic in origin. Having just beautiful body, good complexion, lustre for the kid is not sufficient. Every couple will wish to have excellent progeny by both physical as well as mental. Can you name anyone who is expecting that I want only physically challenging, excellent baby who wins first prize when any competition is faced, but mentally let the baby be anyway? No. Daihika saundaryaha iti bahyaha kintu mano saundaryaha iti abhyantaraha taihi eva pradhanaha dvitiyaha. So, abhyantara saundarya, that is the quality, what the baby possesses and how the baby acts to the particular situation, is all the manasika factor. For that, everyone will be wishing for having excellent baby both physically and mentally. That is why sanskara to garbha is very, very important. Then what are the influencing factor in Garbha Samskara? As previously quoted, Matraja Bhava, Pitraja Bhava, Atmaja Bhava, Satmyaja Bhava, Rasaja Bhava, and Sattvaja Bhava. These are the Bhava which are taking place in particular Utpatti of Garbha. If whatever bhava is excess or other bhava is less in the expected quantity, there will be vikriti in the garbha. For example, we'll see one or two of these. Matraja bhava. What are the matraja bhava? Matrajascha ayam garbhaha. He says, Matrajascha ayam garbhaha. The bhava expected by garbha during matraja factors, they are nahi maturvina garbhotpattihi syat najajanma jarayujanam yani khalu asya garbhasya matrajani yadyapi matraja bhava is pradhana yani chasya matradaha sambhavataha sambhavanti tani anuvyakhyasyaamaha. Granthakara says, what are the deha, anga pratyanga getting evolved in the garbha by the matraja bhavas? They would be tvakcha, lohitamcha, mamsamcha, medascha, nabhischa, hridayancha, klomancha, yakrascha, plihacha, vrukkaucha, vastischa, purishadhanamcha, amashayascha, pakvashayascha, uttaragudamcha, adhagudamcha, क्षुद्रांत्रम च स्थूलांत्रम च वपा च वपावहनम चेति मात्रजानी. If prakrita matra of matraja bhava is there, then these all factors in the garbha are produced. If any vikriti in the matraja bhava or vikrita artava, then there will be the difficulty in the formation of these anga pratyanga. Say anencephalous baby, the cephalic tissue is mausaja, which is matbhava. Anencephalous baby is having difficulty. As soon it takes birth, it will die. Baby with single kidney, baby with external heart, baby with bifurcation in the uterine cavity, bicornuate uterus. Such pathologies related to anatomy of the baby can be expected from matraja bhava. Similarly, pitraja bhava, pitrajascha ayam garbhaha nahi pitrakrute garbhotpatti syat. Without pita, garbhotpatti doesn't take place. Singa alone mata or alone pita cannot produce this. Together they have to. Then yani khalu asya garbhasya pitrajani. So pitraja bhava influencing यानि च अस्य पितृतः संभवतः संभवन्ति तानि अनुव्याख्यास्यामः. Let us list what are the pitraja bhava and what they do. Kesha, shmashchu, shmashru, nakha, loma, danta, asti, sthira, sira, snayuhu, dhamanyaha, shukram cha iti pitrajani. Matraja garbha. If matraja bhava are dominant and pitraja bhava are having difficulty, then baby may born as a muscular duff. Bony fragments are not found or no union of bones, joints. Vikrati in the dhamanis. Dhamani is not only the artery here, dhamani would be vessel or any hollow structure. Dilated pelvis, renal pelvis. So these all pathologies related to garbha and garbhasya sharira rachana can be expected. Hence they are all influencing factors. Similarly, atmaja, satmyaja, rasaja, sattvaja also. Hence these influencing factor need to be polished. That polishing is nothing other than garbha samskara. Then when garbha samskara starts would be the next important question. Whether it starts after the union of Shukra and Shonita or before. No, the garbha samskara starts before marriage itself. That is Shuddha Brahmacharya, Kala Kalina Shodhana, Rasayana Sevana, Adhyayana, Shodasha Karma. These are the factors which are or which can be included and must to be considered in Garbha Samskara before marriage. Pancha Vimshati Varshaya Dasha Shodasha Varshaya Patnyam Ahavet. Sushruta says the age for male and female to get married. Panchavimshati Varshaya Dasha Shodasha Varshaya Patnyam Ahavet. 25 is the age for men and 16 for the female. So the samskara for the Garbhotpatti starts at the birth of Garbha itself. Shodasha samskara, Janana samskara, Chaula, Upanayana, Annaprashana, ityadi, ityadi. Then after marriage, specific samskaras will go ahead, such as Rutukalina Shodhana, Rasayana Sevana, Pumsavana, Shanti Mantra, and Sakala Sanyoga. These are the factors which are influencing in Prakrita Garbhotpatti And these samskaras are must for having one or the other way excellent baby in all its factors. There may be a question comes to everyone's mind that so many kids are there in the universe. So many people are there who are genius. They are all genius. Do you think that the parents of such genius have undergone all these samskaras? Then the answer would be no. Of course, there might be a samskara. Definitely they have undergone samskara. But samskara may be only to few factors. Natu sarva. That is why importance while narrating, Charaka Samhitakara says, Tat sarvam. Sarva. Sarva means there is no behind, nothing is left, considering everything. If few or many things to be considered, then he would have used tad anekam. Aneka is infinity. There are so many factors we must consider. When it is said so many factors, by Viparita Tantra Yukti, we can understand there are some factors which are left behind. Can we consider this way? No. For Prakrita Garbhotpatti, Granthakara said Sarva. That Sarva includes all 6 bhavas, what we listed in the previous slides. So there must be samskara to every factor which is influencing, which is contributing in the Garbhotpatti. Then why Garbha samskara should be done? Would be the important question for the present day. For that also, Charaka Samhitakara himself says, Purushasya anupahataredasaha striyacha apradushtayonishodita garbhashayaya yadi. Importance. Some important words are darkened in this particular slide. Importance is anupahataretaha, apradushta and apradushta shonitaha. If these are fulfilled, bhavati samsargaha rutukale yada cha anayohostha athayakte samsarge shukrashonita samsargam andar garbhashayagatam jivaha. In such shuddha garbha, when jiva enters, avakramati sattva samyogat tada garbhabhinivartate. Sattva sanyogena. Here sattva is atma sanyogena. One meaning. Second meaning is sattva guna sanyogena. That means mental or psychological factors for the garbha are at the peak level. They are at the excellent level. Sa satmya rasa upayogat arogo abhivardhate. If such proper samskara is done in the form of ahara, vihara, shravana, darshana, sparshana, achushana, aghrana, ityadi, indriya prasannata, then rasopayogat arogo abhivardhate samyak upacharaihi arogatvena garbhaha abhivardhyate. There will be no difficulty. Apacharyamanaha tataha praptakalaha sarvendriyopapannaha paripurna shariro balavarna sattva samvahanaha sampad upetaha sukhena jayate. Such garbha which is influenced by all these factors and undergone samskara in the form of Shuddha Shukra, Shuddha Shonita, Shuddha Garbhashaya, Samyak or Satmayukta Ahara, Vihara, Prakrita Rasotpatti, Sattva Guna Abhivriddhi, and Prakrita Atma. Then Sukhe Jayate. Sukhe na Jayate. Sukha Prasavaha, Kashta Prasavaha. There are the 2 types of Prasava. One is Sukha Prasava, second is Kashta Prasava. Sukha prasava takes place when Shuddha Shukra, Shuddha Shonita Sanyoga Dwara Janya Garbha is there. Otherwise, there will be Kashta in the Prasava Kala. Jayate Samudayat Esham Bhavanam. Samudayat Esham Bhavanam. Samudaya is combination of Esham. He is using Bahuvachana there. Esham Bhavanam. These all bhavas, what all listed previously, even in this particular verse, Matrajascha yam garbha, Pitrajascha, Atmajascha, Satmajascha, Rasascha, Asti cha khalu, Sattvam, Aupapadukam iti hovacha Bhagavan Atreyaha. Sattvam Aupapadikam. Granthakara's meaning, as narrated by Tippanikara or Tikakara, would be Sattva as Atma only. By applying Atidesha Tantra Yukti, Vakyashesha Tantra Yukti, Uddesha Tantra Yukti, as well Adhikarana Tantra Yukti, we can understand the Sattva meaning is not only Chetana here, the Sattva meaning is Manasika Guna. Prakrishta Gunaha Sattvam Laghu Prakashakam Vidhi Rajaschapi Pravartakam Tamo Niyamaka Proktaha Anyonya Mithuna Priyaha. It is explained by Kashyapa Samhitakara. Charaka Samhitakara also narrates about Sattvadi Guna and their importance. Sattvam Laghuhu Nirdoshamakhyadam Kalyanam Shatvat Punaha Rajaha Sadoshamakhyatvam Rosham Shatvat Punas Tamaha Sadoshamakhyatvam Sadoshamakhyadam Moham Shatvat. So Shuddha Sattva is most expected. Why? Why Shuddha Sattva? Shuddha Sattvasya Shuddha Satyabuddhi Pravartate. The Prakrita Jnana and Prakrita Indriya are developed by Shuddha Sattva Guna. Sattva Guna need not be only with Mano Vishaya. Sattva can be expected from Ahara also. For that, the reference is there in Bhagavad Gita. Sattvika Aharat, Rajasa Aharat, Tamasa Aharat, Ityadi Gunantardhanam, Athava Gunotpannam, Dehe. It is explained. So, Ahara which is Sattvika in nature must be consumed by the Garbhini. As well, before doing Garbhadharana, both Mata Pita should adopt Sattvika Ahara, Sattvika Guna, which influence the gametes, and that helps in Utpatti of Prakrita Garbha. Next, what is then Satmya is, what does the Satmya or the Satmya related activities, what Mata and Pita should. So Granthakara again, he narrates and gives the explanation for Satmya. As definition, he says, Deshanam Amayanam Cha Viparitam Gunam Gunaihi Satmya Micchanti Satmadnya Cheshtitam Adyamevacha. Charaka Samhitakara, in 6th chapter of Sutrasthana, that is Tasyashitiya, ends, the chapter ends with this particular sutra, and he says, Deshanam Amayanam. Desha is there, Viparita, various types of Desha are there. Jangala Desha, Anupa Desha, Sadharana Desha, Shita Pradesha, Ushna Pradesha, Madhyama Pradesha, Ityadi Ityadi. Amayanam. In that particular Desha, particular type of Vyadhi Utpatti takes place. For example, if the person is living in Jangala Pradesha, Jangalam Vata Bhuishtam, Vataja Vyadhi are very common. So, Desha Viparita, Amaya Viparita Gunam Gunaihi, Satmya Micchanti Satmadnyaha, Cha Ishtitam Adyamevacha. So, one should fall behind the Viparita Guna and Viparita Dravya, which helps in mitigating the Vyadhi Utpatti based on the Desha and Vyadhi which is already origin. So that is known as Satmya. Not that I am eating curd every day since my birth, so curd is Satmya to me. No, it cannot be Satmya. Satmya is different. Not that what we think. So Satmya is this. We must consume the dravya which is viparita to our vyadhi if it is existing. That is for rogavastha, and for swasthavastha, deshanam viparitanam. If Jangala Pradesha is there, Vata Bhuishtata is there, hence Ushna, Snigdha, Madhur Rasa Prayoga must be adopted. So these are known as Satmya. So this Satmya helps or it contributes as a prime factor in one of the samskara of Garbha. So Satmya Ahara Sevana, Satmya Vihara Sevana, and Satmya Shravana ityadi Indriya Prasannata are influencing over Garbha Samskara. So what are the merits of this Garbha Samskara? Merits are, it prevents from Garbhanasha. It gives proper development facilities within the uterus for the Garbha. Anencephaly, hydrocephaly, microcephaly, such all anatomical or neurological, psychological diseases will not be there for the Garbha. It nourishes mass as well as Deha. Arogata for the upcoming Jiva. After getting birth, that the born child should be leading its life without any vyadhi. So that is what is the merit of Garbha Samskara. Dirghayuhu. Then Purushartha Chatushtaya. If Arogata is there, Dirghayutva is there, definitely one can attain by Prakrita Karma Purushartha Chatushtaya. Why Purushartha? What is the aim of Ayurveda? Dharmartha Kama Mokshanam Arogyam Moolamuttamam Rogaha Tasyapa Hartaraha Shreyasaha Jivitasya Cha. So Dharma Artha Kama Moksha Chaturvidha Purushartha Sadhana itself is the karma of every Atma. So to do Purva Janma Krita Karma Kshaya and do Uttama Karma here and do sadhana to attain moksha, we need Dirghayu. That is why the first chapter of Sutrasthana is Athataha Dirghanjivitiyam Adhyayam Vyakhyasyaamaha. Why Dirghanjivitiyam? Jidnyasa Kartavya. Dirgha Jivanasya Arthasya Jidnyasa Kartavya. That is why the first chapter has been narrated. So Dirghayu, by Dirghayu and Arogatva, the offspring can have Purushartha Chatushtaya in the leading life. Demerits at the present can be known as aim. Acceptance is quite poor. Implementation, we may accept it, but we don't implement it. And we may implement it, but the implementation may not be meaningful. So, aim of Garbha Samskara is demerit now. It should be aimed to make it meritorious and become the excellent merits of Garbha Samskara. So acceptance, we Ayurvedic people ourselves, we don't accept this. None of us take Shodhana Chikitsa before having progeny. We don't implement our science, whatever is narrated in the Granthas. We may implement, but implement it without proper meaning. So all these must be checked. So this is end of my presentation. I am quite different in my aspect of presenting Garbha Samskara, because regular Garbha Samskara doing Shodhana, by listening proper music, the Garbha will have excellent psychological development. That is all known. But this is what I felt somewhat different or not regularly being explained or spoken about this. Hence, I thought to add this. So I am expecting some discussion. That is why I have kept question mark. If I get any queries, I will be very happy to answer. If not, then I may think I need to improve my explanation, that it is not touching and giving any fruitful meaning. So I'll be waiting for few minutes, and I request the host to raise, if any questions are there, can drop in the comment box. I'll be happy to answer for that. If not, then I'll wind up my session. So let us discuss how properly Garbha Samskara is being done as a clinical importance. आत्मज भाव से कौन से ऑर्गन एटसेट्रा डेवलप होते हैं? आत्मज भाव से ऑर्गन डेवलपमेंट का कोई बात ही नहीं है, क्योंकि आत्मज ये भाव शुक्र और शोणित के संयोग के बाद होता है। शुक्र और शोणित के संयोग के बाद आत्म का संचरण होके उसमें आत्म का पहुंच जाना और उसके बाद उत्तरोत्तर अभिवृद्धि होना एक कार्य है। तो यहाँ पर आत्म के संयोग के पहले ही जैसे ही शुक्र और शोणित का संयोग होता है, ये बहुत सूक्ष्म है। जो अब तक बताए गए अंग प्रत्यंग जो मात्रज भाव से और पितृज भाव से होते हैं, वह सभी शुक्र और शोणित से होते हैं, और आत्मज भाव से आत्म की ज्ञान से, पूर्व कर्म से, पूर्व जन्म कृत कर्म के स्मृति से, उस कर्मफल के अनुसार से उस गर्भ का उत्तरोत्तर अभिवृद्धि अरोगतः अथवा रोगतः होना, ये आत्म के ऊपर भी निर्भर है। दीपक जाजू जी ने इस प्रश्न को पूछा था, शायद मैंने इसका आंसर दिया है, ये समुचित समझता हूं। तो क्लिनिकली गर्भ संस्कार करते वक्त हमको क्या क्या करना है, ये मेरे जो प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट है, मैं जो प्रैक्टिस करता हूं गर्भ संस्कार के बारे में, और हमारा एक टीम भी है जो कर्नाटका का एक स्लॉट है और पुणे में मेरे खास दोस्तों ने मिलकर एक गर्भ संस्कार का यूनिट भी बनाया है। उसके माध्यम से बहुत सारे कपल्स को उत्तम गर्भ की उत्पत्ति में बहुत बड़ी सहायता हुआ है। तो वैसे ही मेरे सिटी में, जो हुबली सिटी में, इस गर्भ संस्कार के बारे में हमने कुछ मॉडलिटीज और थोड़े बहुत आजकल के दिनों के लिए युक्त हो जाए इस तरह सोचकर कुछ मॉडिफिकेशंस किया है। जैसे योग, सभी गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट अभी उनका ये प्रयास है जो बहुत अच्छा है कि सभी गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट अपने प्रेग्नेंट लेडीज को, प्रेग्नेंट पेशेंट्स को योगासन के बारे में बताते हैं, ताकि वो नॉर्मल डिलीवरी के मार्ग पर युक्त हो जाए और नॉर्मल डिलीवरी में सहायता हो जाए। लेकिन इन योग करते वक्त हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि हम इसके बारे में ध्यान से नहीं करते। हमारा जो योग करना है, ये अन्य कहीं बहुत सारे गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट इसको मानते होंगे या न मानते होंगे, अगर मानते भी है तो न बताते होंगे कि ये है जो भी योग करते हैं उन योगों के बारे में, ये सभी इलास्टिक एक्टिविटी जो मसल्स का, जॉइंट्स का है, उसको तंदुरुस्त बनाने के लिए योग के बारे में बताते हैं। ये शारीरिक माध्यम से उचित है, लेकिन इसी योग से मन के ऊपर भी प्रभाव है। और अगर जो भी प्रेग्नेंट लेडी योग करते वक्त उसको मन से करे और सोचे कि जो योग मैं अभी कर रही हूं, ये सभी योग मेरे शारीरिक तंदुरुस्ती के साथ साथ अंतस्थित जो गर्भ है उसमें भी आरोग्य प्रदान हो जाए, ऐसे सोचकर अगर योग किया तो उसका इफेक्ट डेफिनेटली अलग है। मेरा स्टडी है इसके ऊपर, 25 पेशेंट्स को हमने रजिस्टर किया था, तो उन सभी को जो प्राइमरी सिजेरियन के थे और सुकुमार थे, जिनको कष्ट सहन नहीं हो सकता है, जो नॉर्मल डिलीवरी होने का चांसेस है तो भी सिजेरियन के लिए डॉक्टर्स को प्रेशराइज करते हैं, वैसे पेशेंट्स को चुना था और उनको सिर्फ बैठकर ध्यान मुद्रा, पद्मासन में ध्यान मुद्रा करने के बारे में हमने सिखाया था और उनको ये सतत सातत्य अभ्यास इति सतत क्रिया, उनको ये अभ्यास में लाया था कि हर दिन जब ये पद्मासन में बैठकर जो चिन्ह मुद्रा से, ध्यान मुद्रा से अपना योग करते थे, तो उसके बारे में सोचने को बताया था और उनको बोला था कि जो भी आप करेंगे वह सभी गुण अपने बच्चे में इंप्लीमेंट हो जाए। धैर्य, धैर्य से काम लेना। जब ये प्रेग्नेंट लेडी करेगी कि मैं धैर्य से काम करूंगी, तो वही सोच गर्भ में भी जाएगा। इसको उनके मन में लाने के लिए केवल चिन्ह मुद्रा के बारे में हमने बताया था और उनका जब डिलीवरी हमारे हॉस्पिटल में हुआ तो होते होते ही बच्चे का हाथ ऐसे ही था। और एक लेडी थी जिसको रिपीटेड एबॉर्शंस हो गए थे और उसका वेजाइनल सुचरिंग किया था, सर्वाइकल स्टिच लिया था ताकि गर्भपात न हो। उस लेडी को हमने उत्थान पादासन सिखाया था। उत्थान पादासन यानी पीठ पर सोकर अपने दोनों पैर को जोड़कर ऊपर उठाना, और बेबी जब डिलीवरी हुआ 1 ही महीने में बेबी का उत्थान पादासन उन्होंने रिकॉर्ड करके हमको भेजा था। और एक लेडी थी, उसको अस्थमा का प्रॉब्लम था और उसको हमने भ्रामरी प्राणायाम, दीर्घ श्वास दीर्घ निश्वास के बारे में सिखाया था और उस बेबी का श्वासोच्छ्वास क्रिया, ये रिकॉर्ड है हमारे पास। अगर आप कोई चाहेंगे तो हम उसको प्रोड्यूस करेंगे अगले किसी और माध्यम से, कि पीडियाट्रिशियन का जो डिलीवरी नोट्स रहता है, बर्थ नोट्स रहता है, उसमें हार्ट रेट उन्होंने लिखा था 19 पर मिनट, जो नॉर्मली 30 रहता है। ये अस्थमेटिक लेडी थी, उसकी श्वासोच्छ्वास क्रिया, प्राणवायु को शुद्धि करने के लिए हमने उसको मन से बताया था, चिंतन करने को बोला था कि श्वास दीर्घ जाए, लंबा श्वास रहे और लंबा निश्वास भी रहे, ताकि आयु वृद्धि होती है। इस विषय को उसको बताया और उसने वैसे ही प्रैक्टिस किया, तो बेबी का रेस्पिरेटरी रेट 19 था, जो नॉर्मली 30 रहता है। क्या ये गर्भ संस्कार नहीं है? गर्भ संस्कार बाहर से हमको कुछ करना नहीं है, ये माता और पिता का कारण है, जिनको प्रॉपरली संस्कार करना है। उनको सोचना है कि क्या अपने बच्चे में वो चाहते हैं। एक ऑडिशन में दुनिया के बहुत फेमस सिंगर बताए थे उनके इंटरव्यू में कि आप सिंगर बनने का इरादा या पहले से ही था? तो उन्होंने बताया, ये इरादा मेरा नहीं था, ये मेरी मम्मी का था। मेरी माताजी ने चाहा था कि जो बच्चा आगे जन्म लेने वाला है वो अत्यंत सुंदर गायक या गायिका बने। उनमें से उदाहरण एक है सोनू निगम जी और दूसरे है लता मंगेशकर जी। इन दोनों ने अपने इंटरव्यू में इसके बारे में बताया है और वो यूट्यूब पे अवेलेबल है, आप सुन सकते हैं। तो ये संस्कार है। ऐसे संस्कार से उत्तम गर्भोत्पत्ति होने में कोई शंका नहीं है, लेकिन ऋतुकालीन शोधन और साथ में आहार, इन दोनों को अत्यंत महत्व देकर उनके बारे में विचार करके उनको अडॉप्ट करना बहुत जरूरी है। बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस है, मैं देखता हूं जितना हो सके उतने को मैं बताऊंगा। राजेंद्र त्रिपाठी जी ने पूछा है, सचमुच हिंदी में अगर व्याख्यान दिया जाए तो ये मन तक पहुंच सकता है, क्योंकि ये मातृज भाव है, मातृज भाषा, मातृज भाव, और वो ज्यादा आसान से मन को लगता है। लेकिन ये जो पेज है इसका नाम विश्व से शुरू होता है, यानी केवल भारत का संगठन नहीं है, जो विश्व में भी है। इसलिए यूनिवर्सली एक्सेप्टेड लैंग्वेज में मैंने बोलने का प्रयास किया। ऑफ कोर्स हिंदी में भी इसके बारे में जानकारी बहुत आसान से और उच्च स्तर पे हम दे सकते हैं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद राजेंद्र जी। दीपक जाजू ने पूछा है, कीट अगर विध्वंसक प्रवृत्ति वाला है और गर्भ अवस्था काल में अगर माता पिता में कलह है तो ये हेतु सकता है क्या, या हेतु हो सकता है क्या? डेफिनेटली जो मानसिक भाव है और शारीरिक भाव है, ये माता पिता के संवहन माध्यम से, संपर्क माध्यम से, उनके हाल चाल पे, उनके बोल चाल पे निर्भर है। और अगर ये सुंदर वाक्य, मन को प्रफुल्लित करने वाले बातों से अगर अपना समय बीत रहे हैं तो डेफिनेटली गर्भ के ऊपर उत्तम गुण के प्रभाव होगा। अगर उनमें कलह है तो ये उत्पन्न होने वाले गर्भ में डेफिनेटली आक्रमणकारी, ऐसा व्याख्यान है, कलहात आक्रमणकारी जायते, ये आक्रमणकारी व्यक्ति उत्पन्न हो सकता है, ये डेफिनेटली पॉसिबल है। इसकी चिकित्सा कैसे करें? ये तो सत्वावजय चिकित्सा है, गर्भ के काल में ही माता पिता को करना था। अगर वहां पे नहीं हुआ और अब बच्चे में क्रूर बुद्धि या दुष्ट बुद्धि है, कलहकारी बुद्धि है, आक्रमणकारी बुद्धि है, तो वहां पे प्राकृत शोधन करना ही है। कलह या आक्रमणकार ये गुण, ये मानसिक है, तो फिर यहाँ पे शोधन कैसे उपयुक्त होगा, ये संदेह किसी के मन पे आ सकता है। यहाँ पे शोधन करना ही है, क्योंकि चरक ने खुद बताया है कि शरीरम चानुविधीयते सत्वम सत्वम शरीरम। जो शरीर करेगा वो मन सोचेगा और मन उसके पीछे जाएगा, और जो मन सोचेगा उसी के अनुसार शरीर अपना बर्ताव करेगा। तो शरीर की शुद्धि करने से ऑटोमेटिकली मन के ऊपर उसका प्रभाव अवश्य पड़ता है। उसके साथ साथ सत्वावजय चिकित्सा भी करना अत्यंत उपयुक्त होगा। इसके बारे में आप मुझे टेलीफोन से भी आप संपर्क पा सकते हैं और उसके बारे में आप पूछ सकते हैं, डिटेल में आपको बता दूंगा। इसके बारे में मैंने व्याख्यान छोटा किया क्योंकि ये बहुत बड़ा कॉन्सेप्ट है, और चिकित्सा एस्पेक्ट जब आता है, ये मानसिक विकृति, जेनेटिक फैक्टर सब कुछ देखना पड़ता है, हेतु के बारे में विशेष ध्यान देना पड़ता है। इसलिए आप डिस्कस कर सकते हैं इसके ऊपर, तो मैं आपको जरूर इसके बारे में समुचित उपयुक्त माहिती देने के लिए तैयार हूं। शायद यहाँ पे डिस्कशन के बारे में हो गया, तो अभी क्या कंक्लूड करें? डिस्कशन के बाद एक स्लाइड तो बचेगा, वो है कंक्लूजन। कंक्लूजन क्या है? संस्कारो ही गुणांतर धानम उच्यते। जैसे संस्कार आप करेंगे वही गुण गर्भ में अंतर्भवित होते हैं, और उन गुण के प्रभाव से गर्भ में जो भी प्रबुद्धता, उत्पत्ति या उत्तरोत्तर अभिवृद्धि होगा, वो सभी उन गुण के ऊपर निर्भर है। इसीलिए हर एक महीने में खान पीन पे भी ग्रंथकारों ने ध्यान दिया है। प्रथमे मासे दुग्धम, दुग्ध सर्पी द्वितीयम, तृतीयम तो पायसम, लाइक दिस। बहुत सुंदर आहार का क्रम और विहार का क्रम भी बताया है ग्रंथकारों ने। उसके ऊपर हमको ध्यान देकर यहाँ पे गर्भ संस्कार करना पड़ेगा। उस गर्भ संस्कार अगर समुचित रूप से किया गया है तो उस संस्कार से, गुण के अंतर्धान होने से गर्भ अत्यंत कुशाग्र बुद्धि वाला और उत्तम गर्भ का उत्पत्ति होने में कोई शंका नहीं रहेगा। तो इस स्लाइड के साथ मैं यहाँ पे अपना व्याख्यान समाप्त करता हूं। जो भी मैंने अब तक बोला है ये मेरा कुछ नहीं है, ये क्योंकि चरक ने ही लिखा है। अंतिम स्थान के अंतिम अध्याय पे अंतिम श्लोक पे लिखा है, यदि हास्ति तदन्यत्रम यन्ने हास्ति न कुत्रचित्। जो इस ग्रंथ में है वो हर यूनिवर्स, पूरे विश्व में है। जो इस ग्रंथ में नहीं लिखा है वो विश्व में कहीं पे भी नहीं है। तो इस वाक्य को बताते हुए मैं अपना ये व्याख्यान पुष्प अपने गुरुजनों को, विद्वज्जनों को, विशेषतः बालेंदु प्रकाश जी को और गौरंग जोशी सर को, जो यहाँ के इस पेज के एडवाइजरी कमेटी पे है, उनके अंतर्गत धन्वंतरी को मैं समर्पित करता हूँ। अपना ये व्याख्यान करने के लिए मेरे को जो चुना है और मेरे को एक प्लेटफॉर्म दिया, इस पेज के फाउंडर वैद्य, इस पेज के फाउंडर जो है मोहम्मद आरिफ पठान जी, इनको मैं बहुत बहुत आभार मानता हूं। और जो भी मैंने अब तक बताया, अनेन भावी यत् पुण्यम तदाप्नोतु गुरुर्मम, जो उत्तम शब्द है, जो सिद्ध है, जो ग्रंथ के प्रमाणतः निरूपण किए हैं, वह सभी शब्द मेरे गुरुजनों के आशीर्वाद से, उन्होंने मेरे वागिंद्रिय पे अपना स्थान रखकर, उनके बोलने के वजह से मैं कुछ बोल पाया। और जो भी अप्राकृत शब्द है, जो अनिष्ट शब्द है, वो सभी मेरे खुद के हैं। इतना बोलकर अपना वाक शुद्धि के लिए ये जो प्रयास था, इसके लिए मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और आभार समर्पित करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।